Hello, it's Denise. Hope you caught my video on preserving tomatoes, a super easy freezing method. Now I'm going to preserve some of my plum harvest. So if you watched my recent live test, you'll know that I've got a glut of plums. So I'm going to try all sorts of different ways to preserve these plums. But to begin with, I'm just going to do a really plain canning method. I'm going to halve them, take the pips out, make a light syrup, and those are going to be water baths. This is the 2020 version, complete guide to home canning USDA.
We've got an option to hot pack, raw pack. They can be done whole or halved, stones in, stones out. I'm going to go for raw pack.
I've washed my plums as directed, and now I need to just halve them. And my handy tip when you're small batch canning is to get the size jar that you're going to can in, get it ready and use it to gauge how many you need. So I know I can fit 3 750ml jars into the Instant Pot. So the Instant Pot's not safe for low acid food canning. Though the Instant Pot is not safe to can a low acid food such as meat or most vegetables,
Steam canning has been approved as a safe alternative to water bath canning, and the Instant Pot has a dedicated steam function.
I've got the Instant Pot out, I might as well use it to steam the jars. So everything's ready for the next stage now. My jars are sterilised, my lids are sterilised, these are cleaned, pips removed. I've done a light syrup, so that's about 2 pints of water with half a cup of sugar. So I think it was 20 minutes for pints or quarts are 25 minutes.
Pop the plums into the jar. 1/2 inch headspace is what we're looking for. As with all canning recipes, you need to debubble, get all of the air from between the fruit. We had a choice of a raw pack or hot pack. Raw pack means putting uncooked fruit or food into a jar. All raw food contains an amount of air, and when you're canning, this can cause an issue because the air inside the food will make it buoyant and it'll actually rise up the jar during processing. Headspace is really important to get a good seal. I need 1/2 inch, so I need to take a bit out. I know that 1/2 inch is just below that main rim. Next, I need to wipe the rims. So after all that debubbling and adjusting headspace, they're quite sticky. So I get a cloth with a little bit of lemon juice on and I give them a good wipe around. This is important to get a good seal. Now I'm using single piece lids. I am experienced with these, but I don't recommend them if you're new to canning. They're a bit tricky to check for a seal. So into the Instant Pot they go. I can fit 3 of these 750ml jars in quite nicely. So I'm setting it on steam. It's got a dedicated steam and I'm going to adjust the time to 20 minutes, and that's for the pints or anything smaller.
So it's the next morning and the plums are ready. So I thought I'd wait until this morning so I could show you the seal on the jars and also the consequence of raw packing.
Remember I said because these were raw packed they'd be buoyant and there was a chance they'd float to the top of the jar. That's exactly what's happened here. If this happens, it's completely safe. They just don't look as pretty, but remember there's still the same quantity of plums in here. This is how I check for a seal. Can you hear the difference in the tone? You need good ears. The other way I check is to get a straight edged knife and run it along the top of the jar, and you can see that the pressure has sucked the top of the jar in, indicating the seal. This one, the empty jar, completely flat. There's no seal here, and that's how I check. This is why the USDA do not recommend single piece lids. it's much easier with a two-piece lid, so probably best to use those.
6 more jars for my pantry shelves. Thank you so much for watching. I'd really appreciate a like. Love to read your comments. But until next time, take care.